Hey guys, this is Andy with Get Your Wellies. Welcome to the garden. Today we're going to plant a few direct sow seeds around here, and we're also going to take a look at the crossvine and the honeysuckle. Just looking beautiful in flower this week, and that crossvine is stunning. It's the best year that I've had for that so far. So join me as we do that. But of course, as always, why don't you
get your wellies? Meet me in the garden.
So guys, what I like to do, this bed's a little bit awkward to get into, but not much. I like to just take this tool here with tines on it and just kind of scratch up that surface a little bit there. This is pretty soft soil, so this is not difficult at all. This soil looks pretty good, but I grew cucumbers here last year. We're going to do that again, so I'm going to put some 10-10-10 feed in there. So I'm just going to come in here and sprinkle some in, starting at one end, just come down that little trench I made. Maybe one more pass there. This is not much at all. We're going to be using other amendments too, so that should be good for now. So I'm just going to give that a light working in. I really don't like to till. This is a very light, just really working with the surface, and we'll see how these seeds do, because my seed packet is saying 2021, so you know, that's 3 years. I've done that before and had good results, so I'm going to put probably several in this row in case they don't all come up. But I'm also going to start some in the house. So I do like this cucumber. It's called Monica. It's a parthenocarpic, basically meaning that this cucumber is loaded with female hormones to the point that it only has female flowers on it, and they're already pollinated. So if you wanted to grow in a greenhouse where you don't have pollinators, you can look for the parthenocarpic varieties, and they may work well for you. These produce a nice cucumber that's nice if you slice it, it's nice if you pickle it. Not real big. Sometimes, like with most cucumbers, let me just pop these in the ground here. We're going to do maybe 6 or 8 along here, and then see how many come up. I usually want about 4 on the trellis here. Let's see, might as well just use up all of those, and then I'm just going to lightly cover those, push them in just a little bit. I think some of you may be aware that I have this elephant garlic here, right here, that's some of it came up okay, some of it did not, so we'll see what happens. So now I'm going to water that in. So we're just going to use the watering can right now because I don't have my hoses set up yet, but this will all be on automatic here in a little while. We'll get to that point, and also once everything's up, we'll go ahead and mulch this bed, and I like to use aspen shavings. We'll probably talk about that a bit more. My watering can's not looking so great right here. I guess we've got some debris in here. So there's that watered in though. Now this bed was filled almost to the top, so it's settled a little bit, but not bad. I'm going to fill the rest of that in with mulch anyway. So I think it'll be fine like that. As you can see, we got some weeds coming up, but it's not terrible, and with that mulch on there, it'll really help a lot. So that's the cucumbers in, and they'll grow up this trellis right here. It's been a good spot in previous years. So let's take a look at another bed real quick.
Now I just moved some stuff out the way here on the side.
And this time of year, it's been about 60 degrees today, real windy, but this time of year is kind of when your snakes are waking up, so definitely get your wellies for this one. Now this bed has a few weeds in it, and I don't know if the camera's helping you much here, but this one is actually pretty shallow. This one, a lot of that soil is kind of compacted down, and I grew Kajari melons here last year, and I really want to grow them here again. So I'm going to fill this one up with some raised bed mix, just because it's quick and easy, and it does have a fair amount of nutrients in it. So I'll probably sprinkle a little bit of that 10-10-10, but I'm going to plant along here. So I'm going to put that 10-10-10 in first. So before I fill this bed up with some soil, I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle this in. And I'm actually going to do the whole bed with this, because I'm not sure what I'm going to plant on this side, because it tends to be shady. The sun's coming in from over here during the day. As you can see, it's setting back here now. You've got shadows coming this way. So the 10-10-10 it's gone up some the last few years. I want to say I saw it for $17 perhaps today. I didn't really pay attention because I've got quite a bit of it. But anyway, so let's put some soil in here. So this is the raised bed and potting mix. This is available at Home Depot, and it's about 10 bucks a bag. I like this soil. I think it's good quality. It does have a little worm on top here. Make sure he goes in there. So this soil is good. Sometimes my friend refers to it as bitty, and it does sometimes have kind of a lot of pieces of twigs and sticks and things like that, but not bad. This bag is this one's been sitting outside over the winter. It's a little damp too. I won't need any water on this one. Let's just open that. Get that stuff out of there. It's a little muddy, but hey, that's okay. Okay, let's spread that out a bit. Alright. Just gonna push that in. Same thing here. This bed will get mulched pretty heavily with aspen shavings. Once we get the drip lines in, seeds start coming up. So it looks good. It's nice and rich looking, albeit a little soggy, but it's going to dry out quick because it's definitely warming up here in central Arkansas. Get that moved down to this end a little bit more. There we go. Looking pretty good. Always love the look of a bed when you put that fresh soil in there, and it just invites you to put seeds in it. Now this is full of organic matter, so right now that fertilizer down there will be good. And we'll of course be fertilizing our plants through the season. We'll talk about that more as it happens. But for now, pretty good. Another little wormy in there. He don't look so great. Yeah, put him in the corner there. Okay, so let's get some Kajari melon seeds.
Now, both the Monica cucumbers and the Kajari melon seeds are available at Baker Creek. That's going to be at rareseeds.com. Kajari melon seeds, I think they're pretty good for probably 3 or 4 years at least. So we're gonna give these a whirl. These are also packaged for 21, and I'm sure most of you are aware, just because it's packaged for a certain year does not mean it's limited to only planting that year. So alright, so I'm gonna push these in, and you know, most of your melons, cucumbers and such, you're gonna plant them at a seed depth of about 1/2 inch, roughly twice the depth of the width of that seed. So that's a little hard to estimate, but they're pretty forgiving too. So, and I'm planting these up kind of close to the trellis because I want them to be able to pretty quickly get tendrils up there and start climbing on that trellis. So yeah, this soil's damp, so there won't be any need to water here. That will not be necessary. We'll see the germination on these. I'm putting about 10 seeds or so in here. I'll put these other ones back just a little bit, and I'll thin them out if they all come up. I don't think they will, but hey, that's a good problem to have. Okay, so the other thing I should probably add, and I started to talk about it I think and then got sidetracked a little bit, so forgive me for that. I do that all the time. But I put these seeds in Direct Sow, and hopefully they'll come up. It's going to be dependent on mostly temperature. So both of these seeds are it's going to need to warm up a little bit for them to germinate. I think they probably it's probably warm enough for that to happen, but I always like to have a contingent plan for that. So I tend to start a lot of things in the house too, and this is no exception to that. I will start some Kajari melons and some Monica cucumbers in the house where I know they'll germinate, assuming the seeds are good. And that way, if these have not come up fairly soon and those plants are big enough to go out, I'll just put the plants out here. If they do come up outside and I have a bunch of little plants inside, I can sell those pretty easily.
Now at the beginning I did say I wanted to share some things with you. This clover was getting ready to flower the last time we looked at it, and here we are with some flowers already on here. One of the first things every spring. Just beautiful, very delicate little flowers. The smell, of course, is kind of oniony, chivy smell. It's very nice. But anyway, those are out. Those are nice. If you like chives, you can always put those in early and enjoy the flowers. So this is the rose on the topiary rose bush, which is now it didn't ever get cut back. So this one's gone wild. I'm going to let it have its first flush. There's quite a few buds on here, but this is just beautiful. This color is like a corally color. It's just beautiful, beautiful. No blooms on this knockout yet, but hey, it's getting close too. We got quite a few up top here. The clematis just never fails to please. It is so pretty. If you don't have one of these and you have a place where you can put a small trellis, this needs a bigger trellis because it's going out over the bed here, but these are stunning. Very beautiful. I think we actually have two different colors. One's darker than the other. Pretty sure we put a small cutting from another plant next to these, but beautiful big flowers, very stunning. See it from across the yard when I'm out cooking. It's just one of my faves. And this is the crossvine. This is just stunning this year. It's got more flowers on it than I've ever seen. This is actually as dense with flowers as the one I saw at Conway Library in Central Arkansas at a book signing for Jess Sowards, and we had to wait. They didn't open, but we were there early because we didn't want to be waiting in line. So I sat under this arbor and I was like, what is that? It is just beautiful. So did a little research, found out what it was, and got one. My mother-in-law actually bought it for me. She very kindly gifted me this plant. It was very small, but this year, these branches that have just kind of, I don't want to touch this wire because it might be hot. I don't know. I don't think it is, because it's probably the solar panels so covered up it probably won't charge. But anyway, but this whole length here is growth from last year, and it's just loaded with flowers basically the whole way down. You can see on this one that it has this sort of trumpet shape. It's still cool and windy, so I don't know if the hummingbirds will be here in time for this year, but sometimes that does coincide. I think I mentioned that before. And I'm going to guess that it's fairly easy to propagate this. So I do need to learn how to do that. I'd love to be able to reproduce this. Look at all these just hanging down here. Just beautiful. Then the pansies and violas still going strong. This should be aster coming back, and that was a very pretty color that we brought that back from Ohio, one for each bed. And here's the honeysuckle, very beautiful. This will probably produce flowers throughout most of the year, somewhat less than right now, but these are very delicate. I think I mentioned this before too, not real strong scent, not like the kind of scent that you think of when you think wild honeysuckle growing on the hedgerows. Is not like that, but it is. It does have some days, which for some reason on some days it does smell stronger. But anyway, this is really pretty. It's going to be pretty thick this year. It's going to come down the other side. So anyway, guys, well, I think that's all I have for you today. So I thank you so much for joining me here on the channel, and I hope you will subscribe if you're not already, so you can see all the things we're doing. The garden has to be planted and cleaned up, but we're getting some of those things going. So that's where we're at right now. So Go ahead and subscribe, give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, and I will talk to you on the next one. But until then, bye now.